Ozzy Osbourne, a true one-of-a-kind legend, and his song that changed music production forever. Next on Music Surgery, with me, Dr. Bob. There's nothing I can say that would come close to covering the enormity and importance of Ozzy's life and career. So in remembrance of him, let me show you a song and the techniques from that song that forever changed my career and many other producers' careers that are my age. Watch this. So I dragged to make this video, but I wanted to show how much Ozzy Osbourne's music and career meant to me, especially this song and one part of this song that I was able to get a million miles out of. It was this.
Just a hand in the bush, in the bush.
The end of that song in the bridge, the song is No More Tears. And at that point in my life, when that song came out, I didn't ever listen to the Beatles or anything like that. I couldn't stand the Beatles, which sounds so sacrilegious because they are my very favorite band today. But my head was in a completely different place. And when I heard that voice, I thought, well, that's a different vocal personality in this song. And I didn't realize that the Beatles had done this a bunch and that Ozzy probably borrowed it from them. I know a lot of other artists have done that as well, but I made some notes to show you why this song was so groundbreaking. No More Tears. I'm not going to play it because I'll get my video taken down. But slide guitar in a song that wasn't really Beatle-esque or Southern rock or Eagles, groundbreaking. Like I said, multiple vocal personalities in one song, amazing. A huge rock song, radio song that completely stopped and had a Beatles bridge with no lyrics that also climaxed into this cinematic instrumental thing, and all that took forever. Ozzy never cared. Ozzy did his thing, he did it his way, and it always worked. So a lot of producers my age that were affected by this song when we were younger cite this song as really breaking all the rules of the time and all the rules generally. But let me show you how I stole from Ozzy in a different way, and maybe how Ozzy and his guys stole from the Beatles. I mean, it's been widely publicized that he's said there's no Beatles, there's no Ozzy. Actually, there's no Beatles, there's probably music like we know it now wouldn't exist. But this,
Just a hand in the bush.
that really affected me. And I know it's just a radio vocal thing or whatever, but let me show you what it means to me today. So I'm working on this song, and here is the verse to this song.
Here you go with those sleepless nights, oh, whiskey straight to silence the voice that's shredding you up slice by slice. You.
Which sounds fine, but I want it to be more interesting. Or I really, after this comes a big pre section to the chorus with a lot of vocals. The chorus has a lot of vocals too. So, citing Ozzy, how do I get a different vocal personality in this song? And I always go back to A Hand in the Bush. So I brought this copy of this vocal down to 2 tracks. I offset them both, as you can see, from the lead vocal, which means I push them both back in time. This one back in time, and then the one on the right side even further. This one's pan left, this one's pan right, and you can see that they're not aligned up. There's no alignment there. They're out of time together, and I simply did one of my favorite tricks. All these things are there, but the main thing about this vocal is the Chris Lord-Alge filter box. And you can go to Chris Lord-Alge and filter box, and that's it. Now, what that replicates is a radio type EQ. So, which sounds like this.
Here you go with those sleepless nights. Oh.
So when I put the other one in on the other side that's offset,
Here you go with those sleepless nights. Oh.
so I can mix that in with the lead vocal.
Here you go with those sleepless nights. Oh, whiskey straight to silence the voice that's shredding you up slice by. Here you go with those sleepless nights. Oh, whiskey straight to silence the voice that.
Immediately a different character, a cool character, a little more interesting. And I know that if I don't use that technique in the rest of the song, I have multiple vocal personalities. And what people like the Beatles did, what bands like the Beatles did, they not only wrote great songs, but they made interesting records. They were never, so many times they weren't about how pristine can we make our voice sound. They were, how can we mess this up to make this sound different and unique? And I think, that's evident in the Ozzy song. And so it's something to take. One small thing, couple that with, slide guitar in a huge rock song and not caring about the song has to be 3.5 minutes. I mean, I think No More Tears is over 5 minutes. So Ozzy taught me to be daring and to try things. And I think something that I learned from No More Tears really makes this vocal stand out with more personality. Here it is before, which is just a regular vocal.
Here you go with those sleepless nights.
This is just a Kramer tape. I have a slap on it, but I could take that off.
Here you go with those sleepless nights. Oh, whiskey straight to silence.
Much more interesting with the radio type effect. Pan to the left, pan to the right, offset from each other and offset from the lead vocal. Thank you, Ozzy Osbourne, and No More Tears. Well, there you go. Ozzy Osbourne. He lived life to the fullest, was the soundtrack to all of our lives, and just 17 days before he passed, raised $190 million for charity. An artist, a legend, and one of the greatest of all time to ever hit the stage.